Terry Gordy outside the ring continues to issue strategy to El Toro. Had Hayes' tension diverted a moment, and El Toro seized that opportunity, closed in, ripped across the eyes. And Hayes swinging wildly now as his vision has become obscured. The chant has been picked up by the crowd here. Let's go, Michael, let's go. Hayes twice with a boot to the midsection, 3 and 4 times, 5 times now into the chest. 6 times it puts El Toro down, and Hayes down with that elbow. El Toro rolled away to one side. And El Toro uncorks the right hand to the head of Michael Hayes. Say what you will about Hayes, I still don't, I'm still not absolutely sure about the man. Although one thing I will say about him that is consistent, he has always, if you will, telegraphed exactly who he was after. And you could pretty well count on the fact that he would pursue that goal until he accomplished it. If he tells you he's after a certain individual, he'll pursue it until he does accomplish that fact. And he has said now, of course, he wants Terry Gordy. But if he has to go through El Toro to get to him, he's perfectly willing to do it. And you'll note here, Hayes using every tactic possible. He'll take those shortcuts. El Toro powers him off before the count of 3. Back on their feet once again. And it is El Toro catching Hayes by the throat. Terry Gordy shouting encouragement to El Toro. El Toro, another forearm into the chest of Michael Hayes. Another forearm across the chest of Hayes. Nick Patrick, the referee, watching carefully now, and Hayes retaliates. Hayes now beginning to move a little more effectively. Catches with an elbow coming off the ropes. And it is Hayes exuding some confidence now. He bulldogs El Toro to the canvas. Hayes closes in on him again. Sets him for the pile driver. Has him up as the pile driver. El Toro able to pull that head out slightly, but to no avail. So Michael Hayes gains the pinfall on El Toro, and now adding a little more. Terry Gordy charges the ring. Terry Gordy and Michael Hayes in a wild Pier 6er now. Fists are flying as both men mixing it up. And Terry Gordy now being beaten backwards, and now both men back on the canvas, and it is Terry Gordy. Now has Hayes down. Now it's Hayes on top of Terry Gordy, pounding away at the head of Terry Gordy. El Toro outside the ring, still trying to recoup, and it is Gordy now crashing into the midsection, ripping across the face of Michael Hayes. And it is Terry Gordy trying to set Michael Hayes for a pile driver. Michael Hayes breaks it up. Hayes back in, gets a side headlock, goes for the bulldog on Terry Gordy. And now Hayes sets Gordy for the pile driver. And wait a minute. Superfly Snuka catches Michael Hayes from behind, and now Michael Hayes battling it out with Superfly Snuka and Terry Gordy, and now it's 2-on-1. They have Hayes outside the ring. Snuka and Terry Gordy punishing Michael Hayes on that concrete outside the ring. And Hayes in a lot of trouble now. Hayes hurtled back into the ring, and Snuka and Terry Gordy after him once again. And they are grinding his face in the mat. And that's one thing. Hayes has that tremendous ego regarding his facial features and his hair. And they are heaping the ultimate insult on Michael Hayes. And they are burning his face into the mat. Wait a second. Ted DiBiase, Tommy Rich, Mr. Wrestling 2 have all entered the ring. And we'll be back as soon as we get order restored. We'll be back in just a moment.